All right, guys, so we're inside. This is where I thrive. My place, peace and quiet. Can't be beaten. My car. Yeah, this is just pure heaven. So, the art of the test spot. As you can see on the paint now, car looks apparently shiny. I'm going to bring you in a bit and show you all the defects. But from where you are standing, can you tell me how thick the paint is? 1 micron, 10 microns, 3.2 microns. Nobody can tell you how thick the paint actually is. So by looking at it, I automatically inside my head think, right, oh, I can see this defect here and this defect. I'm going to compound, hammer it, microfiber, you know, speed 6, bang, and off you go. That is not the case. So the test spot is, I've got a selection of lights here. I only use the best, so it's Scan Grip. I really need to get in touch with those boys anyway. We might do something together, who knows one day. But so Scan Grip, again, this is a really nice system. It can go from cool to yellow here or daylight light, so it gives you like a different perspective almost. There we go. And this is obviously, I've got two different rated ones. I've got like, it's called a swirl finder. It's a little bit more manageable. It's not as bright, but I think, to be fair, in terms of the manageability, I prefer this slightly better because I can just put it in my pocket and I'm done. So the test spot is, I don't know what I'm going to do with this car. I have a 97% idea, but I still don't know. So I'm just going to hopefully have all the good news. Honestly, I haven't measured this car prior to the video, so 147. By the way, this reading is in microns, so industry average, I would say, usually is anywhere between, I mean, average, not low here, so it's about 120 to 160, so 202 is a little bit over. Obviously, you can get extremely high readings, so there's 100, 101 to be exact, 143, 149, 165, 185, 195, it's jumping, 198, 192, so it's fairly consistent. Let's go towards the rear. 139, 139, 133. So as you can tell, obviously I'm going to do a full walk around of the car and give it a measurement. So luckily I have got plenty of paint to play around with. Still not a huge amount. Again, you don't believe how much paint or clear coat can be removed if you do the right process, and how quickly that can happen. So again, don't think you've got this much paint, because that's not the case. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a selection of machine out back. You probably can't see because the car's blocking it. So I've got the Flex PXC80, which is cordless. I've got the Rupes LHR 15 Mark II, and I've got the LHR 75, which is a corded version of a 3-inch pad. So what I'm going to do is, again, start from the lowest possible aggression level and work myself up to a point where I think, this has actually removed everything I wanted to remove. And at that point, that will be my most aggressive setup, and then obviously I'll have to refine it. So rather than going from a microfiber pad, I will go directly into, I would probably say, I'm going to put on a 3-inch Rupes yellow. So we're going to do that. So this is my LHR 75. So I'm getting my 3-inch pad on. Right. So before getting to the test spot, I'm going to teach you the art of priming. Now, what you have here, my beautiful people, is, I don't know, version 9 million of, this is the finishing polish. Now, what this finishing polish has as an advantage to everybody else on the market is the cutting capabilities aren't like 1 out of 10. This is an 8 out of 10 in terms of cut and a 10 out of 10 in terms of gloss. So technically it's It is a finish and polish, super easy to use, but in terms of what I'm doing here, this, in fact, it's not an 8, it'll be probably like a 6, maybe a 7. This would be a perfect one-step solution if your paintwork is ready for it. So again, I'm still testing. This is another variant that I'm still not happy with, but well, not happy with it. I'm just trying to make it the best possible because there's that many alternatives out there from fantastic people. You have to be on your A game, if you know what I mean. Right, so the auto priming, you think I'm losing my mind. Look at the amount of product that's on here. All right, so I've got my gloves on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into every surface. So the prime pad will look like this. Now, do I go and put this directly onto the paint? I mean, I'm really weird, so I'm not going to put it onto the paint. What I'm going to do is, first of all, I need to wipe my hand dry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to blow this out, and then I'm going to put the traditional 4-5 dots, and then I'm going to go into the paintwork. So of course, I've just blown this out, and then I've got the traditional, because this is a fresh foam pad, rather than doing 4, I'm going to do 5, 6, 7, 8, so almost like a circle. And then I'm going to go right slap bang in the middle. Hopefully, where's the most defects? Fact. Believe it or not, it's here. So I'm going to go onto this area, and I'm going to proceed as if I'm compounding the car, but this time it's with the softest possible combination. And like I said, this specific variant that we're working on, which is now 2 years in development, bloody hell, it's been hard, but this can be used, hopefully, I don't know, one step, we will see. It'd be nice if I turn this on. I mean, this goes on like an absolute dream. Now, watch the way it wipes off. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. When this is live, all you big people, players, watch out. The people that we're working with this on, seriously, top tier. Let's have a look. Bang. Now, that is very, very interesting. There's still, now this is the problem. I've removed, as you can imagine, the typical swirling. I can see fantastic clarity, but what I'm starting to see now, in comparison to this place, yeah. Basically, there's a few either pre-installed pigtails, especially around the edge, so something has been sanded around here before. But still, there's a few straight line scratches here, so it looks like a microfiber pad treatment. Let me have a look at the wing. Yeah, personally I think a microfiber pad, because looking underneath the actual swirls, there's obviously your typical straight lines which need correcting, because there's no way you're going to leave a beautifully, in this case, a glossy red with a handful of straight line horrors. Right, off we go into the microfiber pad. All right, so I've blown out the pad, I've primed it, and I'm just putting a few, well, I've blown out after that again, and this is 5 dots of our in development compound. So how we're making this one different? it is a lot more gentle on the paint. It is not one of those compounds that's going to dust everywhere, that's going to look like you've wet sanded the car almost, you know, with all that extreme haze. It has got possibility to haze, depending on how you use it, of course. So yeah, it's very nice, quite low dusting. We've put a lot more, not wetting agents, but liquid emulsifiers that actually keep the solvents, so a low gas solvent and a low kind of flash point solvent, so we can actually get it a little bit hotter than usual to kind of get the maximum working time available. So again, this is still in development. I've gone to a microfiber pad, as you can see, 5 dots of the compound, and let's do test spot number 2. Now, what I'm going to do with this test spot is I know that there's a big cluster, let's say, of straight line scratches, not just swirls, which will be a good test just to see if this is aggressive enough. Telling you, this is going to kill some people off. Extremely cool, not a single piece of heat, obviously microfiber, not a single piece of dust. Welcome to the 21st century, people. And look at that wipeability. Oh, now this, people, is how you do it. I'm so excited, it's absolutely mega. Now, let's rock it. Oh yes. So I've got a little bit. So what I'm seeing here is I've got, I mean, very tight abrasive marks, which I've caused myself. This is exactly what I want to see. Now I'm not seeing anything straight underneath, so I'm looking underneath the actual haze, just to show you. Look at that. All right, I'm going to turn the lights off and I'm going to bring you in just to show you exactly what I'm seeing. Just to give you an example, look at that. Wet sanding marks. Bring you in closer. That's what you're seeing everywhere, all right? Look at that, especially there. Now, the initial test spot was here. Now you can see just there, can you see? Hold on, there's just a little bit of defect that you're seeing. You'll see where I stopped there. So there's a 1 stage. Fuck, what is that defect there? Yeah, that's perfect. So that in itself, where the light is where you're going to obviously have a problem, because finishing polish isn't having enough bite with the with actual pad. Now you see there, this is what we cut. Well, this is uncut, and this is what a 1 stage can do. Look at that difference. Now you put yourself into this position. This is where I've just been. Can you see what I mean about that tight haze? So the light, see, it's a lot brighter here, but defecty. You move it here and it starts to haze on its own. Let's bring it to where we didn't do. There we go. Look at that difference. Boom. Right, and the parts I didn't do there as well. Can you see? Now you go down, and there we go. Look at that, not a single defect. So when you see it here, you will see all the defects. I don't know how well that light is picking it up, but look at that. And you move it across into the light, and there's just, you'll see a little bit of haze, but that is just perfection. Guys, so that is how you do a test spot. You've just seen the process. I've systematically took a paintbrush, theoretically, and excavated the dinosaur with minimal damage. So I have decided what it's going to be. which combination I'm going to use. My in-between combination would have been the finish and polish you saw on on stage 1 with the microfiber pad. However, I know, as you've seen, especially here when I took a close-up of the image, you see there's sanding marks. So I'm not going to waste my time where something microfiber would have added more bite, but I don't think as much bite as a microfiber compound combo, which is going to happen here. So clearly this car has been rubbed down somewhere. It's got quite a lot of kind of straight line, deeper scratches from the sanding process. But that's how you do a test spot. It took me 10 minutes real time. And now I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to proceed in the whole car in the same combination. And if I do come across a spot, let's say this sanding spot, which you all saw, if the first attempt of compound and microfiber pad does not work, I will literally just, I will do what's called a mow down method, where I will have a fresh, obviously I'll blow it out. I will add twice as much compound onto the microfiber pad, and I will shrink the area. So what that basically means, more compound will have time to churn away at the defects, and actually you're going to have awesome results. But basically you can repeat the compounding process twice if you think, oh, I can just do a little bit more aggressiveness here, whereas the first pass may not be enough. So that's it, guys. Test panel done. Now on to the 20, 30, 40 hours plus worth of compounding. I will see you soon.